Okay, we're live. Hopefully the microphone is working. Yes, I believe it is. All right, so live. Let me see how many. All right, we got somebody on there. It's Rodney from up in the Great White North. We got somebody here. So I had the opportunity to go live. How am I doing? Victor. All right, Victor. I don't know if you're in a layover here in town, but been busy, been doing things since everyone asked kind of what I wanted to talk about. So, not been an easy year. Hopefully, with it ending, I will get some stuff straightened out, but employment still is kind of on the difficult side of things. This last job I had, I'm going to have to give that up for health reasons more than anything. But I figured I'd go live, give everybody a chance to get together, talk. I have not been posting anything to YouTube because I've been trying to get away. To get away from the censorship and the nonsense. Like I'm working on a couple of these budget guns and doing some modifications, and according to YouTube's wording, any type of modifying or changing the weapon can be a classification or violation or something, depending on how they look at it. So have to watch that. And as Rodney is saying, yes, Canada, it's another, I don't know if I can speak out because I got suspended during the trucker strike, my comments on there, and things are not going well up there. And I really do feel sorry for you fellows up there in Canada. Nobody mentions that incident or what happened. And no one even talks about it anymore. Okay. And it's just, I guess, gotten worse as it goes on. Things aren't so good here. I'm uploading a video. It'll be up there on the new form, our 4473 forms when you buy a gun. They've recently, the ATF, with all the different things they're changing constantly, have revised this form. And it's written in a way, and if you watch my video on it, I show you how it's kind of confusing and why certain things on there that really, where I live, don't pertain. I went over this with my transfer FFL, and there's a lot of things on there that really don't pertain to us, but what happens is some states or locales have different things, and I explain that, and that's kind of what the problem is there. And there's another one. I'd always ask you, are you addicted to some sort of illegal drugs or narcotics or marijuana or whatever? And then it's been rewritten to where it says, it states that even if you live in a state or locale where marijuana is either decriminalized or used for medical purposes, they reiterate in that thing that it is still a federal felony. It's against federal law to use it. So it's very tricky. And if you're under 21, it used to be when you call in a background check, say you go to buy anything, shotgun, whatever, they're going to call in a background check. So they call, they got the system set up, and usually within a few minutes you get a yes or no if you pass the background check. If not, it's like 3 days. They have 3 days, and if they don't call the dealer back in 3 business days, you go in there and he has to give you the gun. Okay, they didn't find anything. Now they got a statement that if you're under 21, they want to search through your sealed records as a juvenile, and they can delay your purchase for up to 10 days. Okay, 10 business days, I guess, to get back to the dealer. Say you go to buy a shotgun, they call in, they don't give you, they say we have to wait and further the investigation. Well, they can delay or hold your purchase for 10 days. And then if they get back, it's one thing. If not, then I guess you got your 10-day waiting period until you can get a gun. Okay, I guess we got somebody here, Joe. I usually pass inside 15 minutes, but during 2020, I got delayed twice, so I imagine this will make it take longer. Yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to cover on this, and uh, I will put this one up on YouTube because it's kind of important for the gun community and people. And I don't want to violate, I said I'm done with YouTube, and I really am. I posted several videos about budget guns, and there's a lot of sales right now. And this is another thing about gun values. Okay. Back during the crisis and everything else, if you could find a gun, when things got out of control, you could not. I went to several major retailers, like Sportsman's Warehouse is huge. They have at least a couple hundred guns behind the counter, be it long guns, handguns, whatever. Say they have 100, in stock. You went in there and there was nothing in the counters. They had some black powder pistols, like 10 used handguns, and maybe one or two weapons, and everything in the shotgun and hunting rifle and 22 rifle thing was gone, other than like $1,500, $200 firearms. There was like a dozen of them on the wall. I remember that. And if you wanted, like when I bought that Taurus 22 pistol, it was difficult to find. And if you did find it, you were paying either the full MSRP or the full MSRP in a premium over that. And you usually had to order it or wait and get notified and get it. So it was bad there for a while. All right, Canada, yeah, because what do they propose in there? They propose in total no ownership of handguns like in England up there in Canada. Because now you're getting a backlash. All of these, the videos I made, all of these guns that had an MSRP of like 350, 360, you could usually get them 290, 300 when things kind of settle down. Now they're dropping. You can buy them on a flash sale for 199 or 195 or something, and it's crazy. And it's all different makes too. I was just going on the ones that aren't that popular. They drop down real low. I mean, even Smith and Wesson. I think Smith and Wesson's offering a $50 rebate on all its guns. Taurus is offering rebates. Stoger, which is a Turkish company, they're offering a $50 rebate on that one pistol. Okay, I mean it's crazy what's going on here. You can own what you own, but can't buy or trade. Okay, so they're not going to make you turn them in. You just can no longer buy, trade, sell, or give away handguns. Yeah. And that's another thing, guys. A lot of the videos I'm making, they're on Rumble or they're on. I kept going with Odyssey because Odyssey did back up all my YouTube videos. Rumble said they would, but they only did about 20 and then they stopped. And even though they're lined up, they're not visible on Rumble. So there's strange things about both platforms. So I wasn't going with Odyssey because there wasn't getting a lot of views, but now I decided that if I upload something to Rumble, I'll upload the same thing to Odyssey, and they will only be on those two platforms. They won't be on YouTube. So, it's a good idea. And I know it's difficult because somebody said I can't find you on Odyssey, and I put links in the videos or links in the responses, and it has picked up. I'm getting more views, more people are coming over. I know it's not as simple, and it's not with the Google web browser, which controls everything on the internet, like YouTube, where if my video is popular, once you type in that word or keyword, it'll pop up in your browser. So that's why you get a lot more views. Let me see. I like your cap and ball pistol. They're blowing up 100 and 150. Yeah, they still are. I don't know if they're still high. I haven't purchased any black powder weapons or Victor in a while, but I haven't even checked the prices. Okay. G2 for 2. Yeah, see. Yeah, I mean, really, if you buy one of these guns for under $200, even if you don't like the damn thing, eventually you could sell it. As long as you don't live in an area where you can't sell or anything, they're worth it. Okay. And yes, the Tauruses do have quirks, and I've been covering that. And there are different weird things in there that you have to deal with. But you're talking about guns that are under $200. All right, let's see. All right, we got some people there. All right, thanks. Yep, powder's gone up too. All right, getting the boys from Canada. Yeah, that's another thing, Rodney, you brought up. Buying powder, it's 45 to 50 bucks if you can find it. And then now they did a thing where they said that they're not going to distribute the stuff. If you want to purchase it, you go like right to Hodgdon or whatever and buy it. So I was looking to do a 9mm subsonic reload. I could get the heavy bullets. I got the brass. I had a few primers left. But if you look at what it cost, I needed a pound of gunpowder that I didn't have. So I go to the Hodgdon website. They had it in stock. So I said, let me get 1 pound. And I looked, $46. And I'm like, okay. So $46 to order it, put it in the basket. You got to send it UPS or FedEx. So there's a hazmat fee of $30 and shipping and handling. So when I calculated my address, they probably even charged me sales tax. It come out to $97 to have them ship me 1 pound of gunpowder. Okay. So, needless to say, it's almost impossible to reload. And that's why I believe it is more of a gun control thing with this reloading shortage than, primers are impossible. Or if you find them, they sell them on a gun broker. You got to pay for $1,000, which used to be 25, 30 bucks. For 1,000 of them, they're getting, at the last time I looked, and I haven't looked in a while, $110 for 1,000, $30 for the hazmat, shipping, sales tax comes out to $150 for 1,000 primers. Okay, unless you go to the bandits that are charging you 500 and something for a case of 5,000 primers, you know, yeah, 175,000, and that's Canadian. So that's about what they're getting. I bought 1,000 small pistol primers, federal gold medal, and from the box, I know they got to be at least 15 years old or something. I don't know where this guy scrounges them up. He had some other federals that were from the 70s. I got them for $40 from him. And the primers worked. I loaded them in ammo, they worked. And he got another one, but, you know, he goes out there and digs, so I gave him 60 bucks for them because small pistol primers are almost impossible to find. So that's how I've been getting them, but I just don't reload. And now that 9mm ammunition has dropped, like R said, okay, it's come down to where it was $60 or $80 for a box, a 9mm 50-round box, a full metal jacket. Well, now it's down to where you're paying a little under $300, depending on who you buy it from, about $260 for a case of 1,000. Shipping, some people have the free shipping, but some people charge you the sales tax. So whatever $260 is sales tax wise, it's still a little bit under 300 bucks, which if you're paying, I got 1,000 bullets and I got some powder in that, but the primers are going to cost me $150. And then, you know, you're looking at just the powder and the primers costing you what it would cost to buy the factory ammo, you know. So it's crazy. Yeah, and that's the thing. You're not finding any primers whatsoever. And how it kind of worked was everything's on back order and the distributor will send it. There's some place, it's 45 minutes away, is the nearest place I find that's stocking primers. And you go down there, and if you just, he won't hold nothing. You have to travel down to Lexington, go into the shop. What do you got that day? And if he has it, he'll sell you like 1,000 primers, or he'll sell you some powder or whatever. But you just got to go into the shop, which if I lived in that city, it wouldn't be that bad. I'd stop there every day and see what he had. But 45-minute drive, and if he's got it, he's got it. If you don't, you don't, you know. So let's see. Okay, 135 US. That's about all right. Bag of lead, 20, yeah, $72. You ain't gonna do a lot of trap shooting there. I remember when it was 19, 20 bucks. Yeah, see, and even if you're buying military ammo from the 60s and stuff, that stuff's in rough condition, you know. Gas prices. Yeah. See, it's tough. Reloading, and I believe that's another form of gun control because a lot of places are going. And when I went over that form, it mentions ammunition in that form, which some states, some localities require you to buy ammunition and get a background check like buying a gun, which California, I don't think New York has gotten there. They may have not, but if you want to look to where that's a problem, go to anybody selling ammo online and look at the states that they won't ship to. And that's where you probably have somebody that does, you know. has been in stores since COVID. Yeah, but some of it, and it does go. I had some stuff I bought 30 years ago that all of it went off, and now when I even sealed in airtight ammo tins, I bring it out, and a lot of it's gone in the duds. So it depends when it was made, how it was stored. They have a lot of stuff they sell that really isn't that old, but from the condition of it, it wasn't stored quite well. Okay, and they want some money. Yeah, you can get stuff that's older if it's been stored. A whole bunch of Winchester made 303 ammo showed up here recently and some German stuff. I remember that stuff when I was in high school. And it's World War II vintage. It's over 70 years old. And some of it's still in the airtight cases and sealed. And I fired some of that Russian stuff from the late 40s. They had a bunch of that 7.62 by 54 ammo. And I remember me and who was it? Teleoceras. We both got hold of some, and it was still sealed. And when you broke it open, you can still smell the preservative and that in there. So it was airtight all these years. And every single round went off with no duds. Okay. So again, it's how it was stored. Okay. New York now has ammo transfer fees. When you go buy ammo, you're assessed at $1 a pound of package weight. Oof. Yeah, that's true. If you want to strip it down, I bought some Austrian ammo, the 8x56. The stuff was all corroded, and I got it to where if I bought the bullets from PPU, it was the same price. But actually, the stuff's corroded and leaching and everything. It still goes off. Unobtainium. That's another thing. I don't understand why. I know you can still get some PPU's the only one that makes it. 6.5 Carcano brass. I don't know about the bullets. I know they've sold out. And about the only way you're going to get reasonable ammo is you got to reload it. Okay. And I came up with a decent load, but you can't get the primers and the powder to do it, even if you can find the brass and the bullets. So I don't know. It's tough. That's why for content I started fooling, which like you guys are seeing, them gun prices are low. I mean, you can't lose buying some of those pistols on sale, and you can get some ammunition reasonably and go out and have some fun and shoot them. That's why I've been kind of talking about that because those deals are pretty cool as compared to where you were paying MSRP plus another $40 for something a year and a half ago, which was unobtainable. Yeah, I know Hornady did, but you can still get them from PPU, but you only get the 140 or 145 grain bullets. That's why you had to do that. Yeah, you can get the from SG Ammo. You can get the brass. I've done it. I've got some. I got squirreled away, but I just can't get my powder that I like to load that, and I still have some. I might take the Carcanos out once the weather breaks and go shoot some. I was working on some of the more old antique loads, but once I run out of that powder, I don't know when I'll ever get. That's why if I see something, I buy 8 pounds of it, something I know I'll use. I have 8 pounds of something that I thought I'd use and not going to use it, but it's a good powder for M1 carbine, but then again, finding small rifle primers or any primers are, you know, out of it. Yeah, a lot of the mill surplus here. Centerfire System had a bunch of K31s without the magazines, and they brought them on there, and usually the Swiss K31s sell out instantly, and they weren't in bad shape. But I remember they hung in there for a while. I don't know if they got an awful lot of them or if people just weren't paying the price for them. And I think they'd sell you a reproduction mag for like, I don't know what it was. I don't know, say $60 or something. So they had you over a barrel because those guns do not work without the detachable magazines. Because I think somebody had a 1911 or something, which those magazines are impossible to find. Okay, you can get. They had some of the larger, the 12 rounds for the 1890 something. You can get those for a little over $100. You can get some others, but some of the Swiss mags are tough to find and going to cost you. PU snipers, 1,500 pound, 650 and up. Well, you got to remember he's talking Canadian. 12 gauge, 16. 4 pounds, 170. So you're looking at 104. That's about what, 4 pounds. Yeah, $50. That's true. Pound of powder. If I go and if they do have it in, like they had some in there, but it's all these types that I don't use. It's 40 some odd dollars in sales tax. You're looking at $50 per pound of gunpowder. So, where the hell are you going with it? Yeah, see, it's gonna be tough, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. I mean, the ammunition has come down, and it's available. And I think it's just because a lot of these people in the panic that paid $80 a box and really never shot their gun, they're not into shooting that much, and they have it because they bought it to protect themselves, and now they're out of money, they're tapped out, and they keep rolling the ammo out, and now people just are not buying it. I got a couple cases of stuff here with all these nines I bought. I'm going to kind of chew through it pretty quick. So, can take. I've been reloading for the 7.5 Swiss. Can take a little finesse. But well, 7.5 Swiss, the stuff PPU makes works good in all the guns, other than the old antique. The old antique, depending on how tight the chamber is, or whatever the hell, I use them oversized bullets, some cast bullets. And with that 3-groove rifling, it does react differently than the other one. 8-pound jugs of Varget, $900. I remember when you were talking during one of our chats about that 8-pound thing of Varget the guy bought for, I forget what it was, $1,000 or something, and he only took 1 pound out, and he's trying to sell the 7 pounds for $700 or something. But crazy. So yeah. So got a good turnout, about 14 people for unannounced. I may, depending on what's going on, I may do the Sunday chats again just to stay in touch with everyone. Because again, with me, things have changed to where I'll be able to do this now. I wasn't able to in the past. And like I said, things are still changing. I kind of can't wait for this year to end. It's not been a good one for me. And 18th, yep. So 25th, Christmas Day would be next Sunday. Yeah. Maybe have Koba's Christmas special and even a New Year's Eve or New Year's Day chat. We'll see. Yep. See, that's another thing. um, it is a form of control. They're making it impossible to um, buy reloading equipment. Also, like I said, I put that video up there that PayPal locked me out. Okay, and everyone goes, "Oh, it's a scam, it's a scam." Yeah, I got those emails. No, I went there and you go, when I log on to PayPal, it says right there, we have permanently limited your account. And fortunately, I only had like $6 in there. I can't get that money out. If I had a few hundred or something in that account, which in the past, I did accumulate it, I'd be screwed. Okay, they didn't tell me why. They just said for suspicious activity, and they blocked it out. Then about a month later, they sent me a thing saying, because I used to have it set up that PayPal paid me. I tried to Patreon, they're charging sales tax. Patreon was taking a cut. And by the time the sales tax, income tax, everything else, if you sent me $1, I was getting like 35 cents of it. So that Patreon was, you know, a waste of time. So the PayPal pay me was pretty cool, and people would send in, and that's what's helping me fund the channel and keep things going. But then they eliminated that. If you have some sort of a fund or something to donate, it has to be for a cause, and you can only collect a maximum of like $1,000 or $2,000 or something. Okay, and then you have a time limit on it. And also now, I don't know if the PayPal Pay Me or the PayPal Friends and Family, where it's just like you just transfer funds. But I think PayPal said if you get over $600 in a year for anything, goods, services, and they do say that making videos, and if you send me support for making videos, you are sending me a payment for a service provided, be it information, entertainment, or whatever, that is considered a job, that is taxed. And, you know, that's the long and short of it. Like anything I get off of YouTube from the advertisements, I'm taxed at the end of the year for that. Okay. And that's dwindling because most of the videos that I made the most money on with advertisements were involving polymer 80 and 80% lowers. I made a series of videos where I finished them and gave you advice and showed you the different jigs and that and everything. Well, that's banned and gone. And I had to delete because of their reclassification. At one point in time, I took 2 days and permanently deleted 100 videos I made. Because this bullshit where I wake up one morning and I get an email telling me your account has been suspended, you get a strike, you get 2 more in 90 days, and we're going to eradicate your channel permanently. That's why I'm going with these other platforms. You know, I had that live chat and we were all talking and we got going and I said some things. And I mean, within a few hours of that chat ending, man, I got hit again for medical misinformation and this and that. And I guess now, if I state my opinion on some sort of international politics, that's why you guys up in Canada, I'm a little worried about saying anything about the gun laws because I don't know if that's banned. Um, I do know if you mention the ongoing war in Eastern Europe and say the wrong thing, you will get suspended. Um, Talking about any type of health issues, you'll get suspended. And anything about politics and say how fair elections are, you will get. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they dropped that. Who the hell knows? But another thing, and that's another thing on that form 4473. It says something on there about purchasing a firearm and then selling it to known felons, terrorists, and drug dealers. How they declare terrorist is if it's not Arab guys with RPG rockets anymore. If you go there and say, hey, I'm an American, I believe in this, and I believe this, 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 and this, and I don't like this, 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 and this, and say that, some people consider you a terrorist. Okay. So if I want to sell a used shotgun or something or an AR-15 I bought to my neighbor who doesn't like this, and I could be burned for selling it to a known terrorist, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty. Let's see. 1984. Yep. Yeah, the MeWe accounts, even though I haven't paid my $3 or something, my two MeWe accounts are up. And I mean, I'm leaving them there. I'm not taking them down. You guys use the messaging in that. And, thanks for posting that on there about my videos on the other platform. And if you guys wish to post, links to anyone else's stuff, it's I don't care. I am the only monitor on there. I mean, that's why I keep that up and running. I know a lot of you like to chat and put up things there, so feel free to do that. I actually, it's kind of sad I haven't went there and looked at it. And also, probably once I'm done here, let me see what the hell we got going on here. All right, I made another video on 4473. I will get it. It's up. Let's see. But it will be on YouTube, and then it will bounce over. Let me see. All right, let me done and save and go. Okay, that's up. My new video. I went to my FFL guy, and he's really, like I said in the video, he's really a stickler for this. And I said, everybody's posting this about the changes to this form. And he goes, well, I have not received a letter. I've not been told that I have to change anything. He said that's sometimes in February. He goes, after a certain date, like in February next year, I'll have to use this form. And I said, well, all these people, all these videos are popping up about it. And he calls me back and says, you know what? I'm going to download the form. I'm going to review it. I'm going to review the instructions as a dealer. And he said, I think a lot of it's just BS. Goes, it's not affecting us. And in that video, I cover my thoughts on that and what's going on. And again, me and him come to the conclusion that it does a lot of stuff to confuse you. And the catch is, it's not us, the gun buyers, it's the FFL dealers that if they get audited, and they do get audited quite frequently, my friend says they stop by his little shop every 3 months. And what they do is they just wish to see your records. And you show him your books, your records, all your filing, and he goes through it and he looks at transactions come in, transactions that leave, and he does review them forms to see if they're filled out correctly. And what happens is if there's mistakes, like he said, one guy got burned. It's like I weigh 220 pounds. So where it says height, weight, and the guy was putting 2 or 20 or something, and he forgot, somebody must have distracted him, and he put 20 pounds down instead of 220. When they found that mistake in there, it is the FFL's responsibility to review that document for any mistakes. And if it doesn't match his ID in that, it's his responsibility. If it goes through, they didn't go to the guy that made the mistake. They put it on him. And see, once you accumulate so many of these, they can pull your license. If you repeatedly do this and you get you'll be warned in that. It doesn't happen instantly. You'll be warned. They will yank your license. Then he said there was this guy locally somewhere. He was old, in his 80s or something or whatever. And he had some kind of little thing set up, a shop, and they come in to interview him. And in his records, he came on the books. They were looking for 5 different firearms that were not in that building. And they looked around. He could not produce 5 firearms. And what it was is there was a relative or somebody living in the building or something, somehow gained access and took the guns. But he could not prove that. It's just when they came to do an audit and check his books and papers, he had 5 weapons on his books that were not on the premises. And needless to say, they gave him time to find them and produce them, and he just couldn't. And he couldn't prove what happened to him, and his license is gone. Okay, so that is a way they're trying to limit who has a license. And if they can start eliminating and revoking all these licenses, less dealers, less outlets to buy guns, more control. See, now I think that's another thing going on. Okay. A lot of these changes, like where you have to put numbers on homemade weapons and stuff, that is on the dealer. Okay. If that thing is in his business or in his shop, he has to make sure that happens, and he has to serial number the thing and record it. Okay. Not the individual selling, transferring, or having gunsmith work done on it. He must do that. And then whoever takes it out of inventory must run a background check and all that other stuff. Yeah, StreamYard. I might get back to that. What happened, I'm using just a generic one from YouTube where I just click on it and go. Maybe I'll use the StreamYard one was nice. And, if you guys behave, maybe I'll let you fellas from up in Canada run your mouths for a while. I mean, it's always been fun. We always had a great time and a big turnout whenever we did that. But I'll be trying probably at least the next few weeks for the holidays. I'll try to have Sunday afternoon chats, and I'll send you guys invites. I still got you all on Facebook, so I can get the links out to you fellas. I see the Gun Geek got his cabin done. He wasn't eaten by bears, was he? I haven't even really been on YouTube that much to see what anybody else was posting. I know you posted some stuff, Rodney. Got another channel running. Okay, let's see. Yes. Dog shooting. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like you're saying, I believe they're just going to hassle the hell out of dealers to where a lot of them that aren't making money, it's just not going to be worth their time to do it anymore. People that do it part time or out of their houses. That's another thing. Yeah, I know up there you guys told me about how it is with ranges and the controls and where you can fire guns and all that other stuff. That's crazy. Hey, they were the only Navy in the world that shared their rum rations with me at Pfeiffer's Ale. I missed them. I missed those days. Now, yeah, I'll look into it. I'll get back to StreamYard because I tried doing live on the other platforms, and it's kind of weird. It's like you set it up and you get the identification and that, and then when I go live, it's live. And I think I could hit something. I have to use some free software. It's pretty complex and confusing to me, and it will go live, and then you're live, and you can hit something where you record it, and it might record what you did as like a video, or when you weren't live, it would just say live and be blank. And until I fired it up again and went live again, then it'd be live like this, and it wouldn't record it. I don't know. This At least this here, I can figure it out and do it. And see, my nerves are shattered. I wish it was uncensored, because then we can get into a real good discussion, have some goddamn fun. But that ain't gonna happen, I guess, not on YouTube. Because there are a lot of people that subscribe to my channel not for the gun stuff, but for the political stuff and the insight in that. And just it's things that upset people, and they like hearing about it or discussing it or leaving comments about it. And you can't do that uh, with YouTube anymore. I mean, and again, they got you to where Google controls the search engines. They can't find my videos or the channel, so kind of screwed. Yeah, the Bears could have got him. I know he got his cabin done. Yeah. I haven't even thought about that yet. I'm just trying to keep my head above water and stay the hell out of trouble. Nevertheless, who I'm voting for, I don't even want to talk about politics on this thing, because made that mistake once. I ain't gonna get shut down again. At least until I can transition to the other channels. It is better, because when I first tried it was 2 years ago or something. It was a mess, but it's getting better. I'm getting more views from people. People are catching on to it, and if I get enough people on there, I can start making other different comments, or maybe in the situation I am now, I may have enough time to make some comments on political things, and ongoing crises. And then that way, with that blockchain, all of them things are blockchain. They can't, once it's out there, they can't stop it. That's why they don't like it. Uh, Maybe I can make some more interesting things. Uh, as for live chats, I could get software where it'd be easy and do it on StreamYard, but I think I got to pay them like $50 a month to have the software where it'll work with that other thing. Because StreamYard is extremely easy to manipulate, but it only manipulates, uh, like the only two things I'm on is YouTube, and it only manipulates it for Facebook. I made a couple live chats on Facebook with StreamYard, and it doesn't cost me anything. But to do it on the other platforms, it's like $50 a month, you know. And they give you a discount if you get a year's subscription. No, that's all right, man. Stepping in. Yeah, but I don't want to lose the channel, causing a bit of. Yeah, Rodney. It's not that you have to do a different format. It's like an MP4 format or something, and at a real low rate. It's like my software barely does it, but it does upload quicker. I don't know if the quality's there, but I'm able to make the videos and get them out. You can look into it. Rumble's good, or Odyssey. You know, uh, they were difficult to upload to in the past, and the buffering in that, the playback sucked, but they've kind of improved. I think Rumble, the thing about Rumble, it's been bought by some sort of investment corporation. It's trying to improve it and get it working. And Odyssey, it's just improved a bit. I've noticed I've started to be able to get more stuff out simpler with less hassles. And but see, I went and made a video telling everybody I'm going with Rumble because it was working better. Okay, Odyssey, there was a glitch where when I tried to upload the videos, they wouldn't upload. I don't know what happened, or you couldn't view them. It would upload them, but if I tried to view them, I wouldn't view them. And everyone's coming back to me, hey man, I'm on this site, I'm trying to look at your videos, but I can't see them. And I went with Rumble, didn't have that problem. Twitter, yeah, but I don't have a Twitter account. But under Elon Musk, you may be free to speak. So that's where we stand there, but that's what we're trying. At least alive, I think we got 17 people. That ain't bad for unannounced, but I announced it now. Hopefully, the holiday ones will get a better turnout, and just try not to get out of control. And get stopped by the restrictions. I don't want to start calling names. I'll probably get in trouble for that. Elon Musk. So, yeah, we got enough people in here, so it was worthwhile. Like I said, I haven't spoke much with you fellas. I've been kind of busy. I was kicked off of Twitter, but have returned with Elon's purchase. All right, yeah, Twitter. I don't know. I never got into it. I think I had an account there. My nephew and some of the younger people would do it. Uh, Well, you got to sign up or something to get notified. If you subscribed, it's there's a way of doing it. And sometimes I'll get like notifications from people, that I'm subscribed to, and then all of a sudden they'll change something and you'll stop getting, and you got to go back and get it and get the notifications or whatever. But for now, next couple Sundays around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I'll try to do some lives. That's what my old schedule was for everything got all out of control. Uh, is usually Sunday afternoon, and it works out. I know some of the guys are an hour behind me, and there's several people out west. There's a fellow up there in Alaska. I had a couple guys from Alaska. I had some guys from New Zealand and Canada or Australia. There's some fellows, I think it was Russian or Bosnians, were here one time. Uh, there's people from Germany, the Netherlands, England, um, Ireland, Scotland. Um, so there was a bunch of people who used to come to the live chats internationally. I think the record I had for the most people when we were at our height is there'd be 70, 80 viewers online at one time, which was pretty good. Pretty good. Actually wore me out because a battery of questions that I was getting. That's why I had to get the Canadian cartel to help me out so I can take a break every now and again and keep the conversation going. And guys helped me out a lot with answering a lot of your questions because some people were asking questions they had way more experience with than I did. I have pretty good general knowledge, but I don't know everything. Yeah, tell me about it. I've been trying to hold the job down. My health hasn't been helping me out. Oh, it always is, Joe. It always is. Why don't you do lives? Yeah, I know, Rodney. I know. But yeah, it has been kind of rough. And it didn't get any better. So I might as well. Because see, now we got a cold snap here. Thank God it ain't snow, but it is colder than hell where I am with no break here. And so I'm going to have some time on my hands. And it looks like I'm going to try to get back on my, what do they call it? Internet footprint or whatever it is. Try to get something going again because had a lot of things going on and was difficult to work with the channel. Plus the fact that, when I was doing the thing on M1, I got burned again, suspended. All right. High capacity mags with evil looking weapons, bang, you're done. So, yeah, skid mark. Electric vehicles. Well, down here and with group of people I hang out with, basically these bikers, and they're all uh, car experts and that. They can tell you the model of cars, what engines went in them, and that. they have a very dim view on electric anything, especially cars. And whenever that topic comes up, it aggravates them. You know, I guess a lot of them. Well, see, I don't know if I could say anything bad about electric cars. That could be detrimental or on the list of things forbidden to talk about. And I don't want to because that brings up a lot of political uh, connotations. All right, CMA Sailor got some other guys back. Rodney's Vintage Side by Side channel. Okay, let's look. All right, that was not what I wanted to do. Let's see. Where are we at here? All right, got 27 views on a new video. We're going to drop that, get back to the live stream. I have to click this up and take a look at. Let's see. Rods Vincent. Okay, Rod's Vintage Side by Side, 59 subscribers. Now you have 60, Rodney. How many subscribers do you need before you can live broadcast? You need 1,000 subscribers? God. Well, you got 60 now. How about a case of number 10 caps for a ball pistol, 13 cents a piece? Yeah, I think the one thing, Victor, now that you brought that up, I think I've seen where they have them back in stock again in Graff and Sons, but I still got the ones. I haven't been shooting the cap and ball stuff lately. I still have a good supply of them. So thousand subs. All right. So we got you some more subscribers, Rod. Got you some more. So we'll put it out. Actually, when I get some time, I'll put a link. Well, I think Rudy said he'd do that. He'd put a link to your channel. Yeah, well, see, you got to get 1,000 subscribers, and when I first started this in 2010, that was a long time before I got 1,000 subscribers. Especially depends what you're putting out there. I don't know what I have in terms of subscribers now. It's 7,000 or something. Uh, how? Yeah, see, if they don't let you do it. I don't know how it works because after all these years, after 10, 15 years or something, however long I've been on here, I've been over 1,000 subscribers. But I do know, yeah, they won't let you go. There are some limitations. Yeah, that's StreamYard. Uh, and see that's where you can have multiple things. I had you guys on there. Once I start to stream, I send you guys a link to come in, and then I can put as many of these on there as I want, or however the hell it works. I don't know. Yeah, and that's the Gun Geek showed me how to do that a while back, which is pretty simple. But like I said, you only got the two venues. You got this and or the only two venues that they have for free is YouTube and Facebook. Anyway. Yeah, Log Cabin Loon. That's when we were doing probably the Moes and the Gants or whatever. He still puts out a video every day and he makes some comments. I think they got on his ass too because he tells it like it is. And he had some issues, but we're looking at some of his videos. Me and the wife were watching him on the TV when he was discussing something, but he gets out there and he's got his dog, his cat, chickens, or whatever the hell out there, or that old vehicle, the chick magnet. See, I don't know about reloading videos either, Rodney. I mean, you can put up something about tools and that, but I don't know if that's why I kind of got out of it. What's the supply issue with caps for muzzle loaders? Well, tell you what, guys, I'm going to check real quick on Graphing Sons. I still have not run out of my primers or caps. Breached. Okay. Percussion musket caps. They got them in stock. All right, 5,000 CCI musket caps, 656. 1,000 CCI muskets are 136. You can get 1,000 Schutzen musket caps. Then CCI percussion. Got number 10s out of stock. Ooh, they're out of stock. Yep, percussion caps are out of stock again. So people bought them up, musket caps, because not a lot of musket shooters, mostly your percussions, but they're out of stock. They were in stock, they're out of stock, was pretty quick. All right, Rodney's got you some cap. All right, that's fine. Like I said, next couple weekends I'll try to do it. That way, keep in touch with everybody. Hopefully, we'll get some more guys coming in. But it's good when I got a few of these. I can keep track of the conversation a lot easier. See, 3:14. We've been on over an hour. That's good. I think about 2 hours is what I can handle on this. You guys don't run out of ideas here. But hopefully be able to get some more, stay in touch with everybody on the YouTube. My life is officially out of stock. Okay. So yeah, that was the first time they had musket caps. I remember seeing that a few months ago when I was just browsing, looking for primers. And they were in stock again, but now it's just musket caps. And I still got a good supply of them because I bought. I'm looking at them right now. I gotta go out and shoot up some of my muskets, clean out all them bullets once the weather breaks. All right. So we had, now we're getting down to 12. But I got some time left. I ain't going nowhere today. But yeah, that's about it. A lot of stuff like with the pistol braces. I mean, they were selling them. I think they still are selling them. They're selling them guns now. They're all going to be reclassified as short barrel rifles or some stuff. I don't know. Well, Yingling, all right, I got ideas. That's what I drink. That's what I've been drinking for years. I used to drink Budweiser, and the reason I drank Budweiser is because anywhere there was a military base, if you went out in town, you could get Budweiser, anywhere stateside. Kind of gave it up, though. I like that beer. It sits well with me. But I'll drink anything. I drink Beck's, St. Pauli's Girl. I used to drink Molson, but now I'm Molson Ale. Either Molson Golden or Export. I don't believe they make those beers anymore. Those are my favorite beers when I lived back up in New York. I went back up to New York and looked for it, and they looked at me, nobody drinks that anymore. Boy. But yeah, nobody drinks that anymore. Life Below Zero. Kenny Irish Cream Ale. High Life here. Champagne and beers. I forget what Miller they dropped. It wasn't High Life. It was, I think, Miller Lite. One of them beers they dropped. There's several of them they're not making anymore because, it's like gunpowder. Even though the stuff's good, they don't sell enough of it. They eliminate it from their line. They do with everything, beers, everything else. One that I used to drink was Ballantine Ale. I don't think they even make that anymore. That stuff was different. Yeah, I used to make my own beer too. I just got to where I got limited time now. Well, I don't drink much. I drink a few of them and I take a nap. The days of staying out all night, getting your Liberty call or getting let off watch, get out into town. Yeah, those days are gone. got them retirement hours where I go in the afternoon to the biker bar and get the hell out by the time the band's tuning up at 6 o'clock at night. Labatt 50. Labatt was a popular beer back home. Blatz, we got that up in New York for a while. Blatz, they had it. It's back when they had the generic beer. It used to be in the white thing, the bottles, the little short bottles, the white cardboard thing. They brought Blatz up there, and in one grocery store, the guy got it. He must have got a deal on it. Never heard of it before, and that's out of Chicago. And we started drinking that stuff in the summer. It's got a real sweet taste to it or something, if I remember. But I remember we drank it until he didn't have any more. He didn't stock it anymore. So whatever that was, they must have got a truck got lost and got a shipment of that up there. Yeah, Labatt's Blue. That's what they all drink up in New York. Old English malt liquor. That was what the people in the park down in California used to drink. Old English malt liquor. I drank some of that. The only malt liquor I like was Mickey's malt liquor, the wide mouths. That disappeared after the 80s. I think you can get it. They brought it back. The old malt Guinness. My nephew drinks that. Tried 50 while visiting Ottawa. Not bad. Another one I like is that 1664, that French beer. I can get that at the specialty store every now and again. And knock your dick in the dirt. You drink enough of that shit, but it's pretty good tasting beer. But we used to drink it all. I forget what that stuff was. It used to come in a gallon jug. It was back in the 80s too. It was some kind of beer. I got to find that picture because somebody mentioned that, and I got a picture of me sitting at the kitchen table. And I used to be able to drink a gallon jug of that damn stuff. I just think about that and I get a headache now. Yeah, it did have a weird, that Blatz had a weird taste to it. Yeah, there you go. We're going to promote you into getting the bad habits, Joe. Start drinking beer. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys remember, and I forget what it was. Norm used to get, he's the one that owned that corner grocery store. He used to get them gallon jugs of that stuff in a glass jug. Unscrewed, I forget what it was. Kronenbourg, that's it. Frog beer. Yeah, it's supposedly the favorite beer of the French Foreign Legion or something. I always start singing their little song, even though I don't speak French. Well, when I was up there in Washington State, Olympia and Rainier. I drank that. That's the only beer they sold up there when we got off the damn ship. So you better like Olympia or Rainier. I drank both of them. I didn't care. When you're in that nautical thing, yeah, it was a staple. If you live up there in Washington State or up in the Northwest. Old Style. Yeah, I heard of that. I don't know who did it, but I remember the name Old Style. Old Style Pilsner. Yep, Rainier. Let me have a Rainier or an Olympia. They're good beers. I think we went to one of the breweries and they took us on a bus to go on a brewery tour. It was closed, but since we came on the bus, we could have all the free beer we wanted down in the gift store. And I think I brought some for my father. I brought a couple things in the gift store. Drank a shitload of beer down there. Bridge. Yeah, Old Style. I remember Old Style. The brewery they had back in Utica, they had Utica Club, and then they had the old Fort Schuyler Brewery. And what they did is when they bought the old Fort Schuyler, they put that as Utica Club, and then the guy FX Matt had Matt's. He put his name on our city beer. It's not bad, but I drank some when I went home this summer and didn't sit well with me after you drink a bunch of them. But we had Utica Club, and I think Fort Schuyler, all that crap's gone. But back in the old days in my veterans post, and this one old guy, he was friends with my grandfather and all them. He was the brewmeister there. They had some sort of a sparkling ale, which was a dark brown color or something. And my brother started collecting all this memorabilia from the brewery. I mean, stuff going back to the 1890s, glassware, steins, all this other stuff. And he went and got a bunch of tin signs, the old tin signs that he used to have back from the 20s and 30s. And I remember he was showing me some of the signs he got. And one of the signs he pulled out was for that sparkling ale. And I said, they made that until I got retired or died, one or the other. So even back into the 80s, they had this beer, they'd make just a small amount of it, and it was only delivered to 7 clubs or bars in the city that have been around a long, long time. Because a lot of them guys remember drinking that stuff in their 30s back then. They were all in their 90s and that. And I remember drinking it. You can only get it on tap. And it was only, he told me there's only 7 places in the city that still sell it. And they didn't have a sign on it or nothing. They had an old tap with just a handle. And he said, give the kid one of them specials or whatever. Give him a sparkling ale. And the guy poured, and that stuff was delicious. But, you know, now they make that, the hell is that shit they make? Saranac. It all tastes like dishwater. And then they got several different flavors. They just changed the thing. It's the most worthless beer I've had. And if you go, I went to Costco and they had this Kirkland beer. I remember I bought it to try it and I take a sip of it and I said, it tastes like that shit they make back home. And I looked, sure enough, brewed in Utica, New York. It's a Saranac. West Coast something. Oh, yeah, smoking in a bar. Kind of miss that, even though I don't smoke. Just the atmosphere, that fog that hangs over while everybody's in there. Now you know you're old. Talk about still smoking in bars. If you smoke, ah, damn legs are getting stiff. Well, guys, it's kind of winding down. I'm a little on the tired side. Been almost an hour and a half, and just telling you now, next couple Sundays, I'll try to do this over the holiday period and try to get us some more chat time. Maybe I'll get the guys from Canada to join in. We'll have some fun. That's why I call my live stream the smoking section, to where all us deviants can kick back. All right. So that's what I plan on doing. Uh, so we'll go with that for now, at least next 2 Sundays, and then I'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. That's one thing I can say I enjoy about life. I never know what's going to happen next. All right, guys. So take it easy. And it was good talking to you fellas again. Some of you I ain't communicated with in a while. So I had fun. Take it easy, boys. Until the next time.